Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are at the top of the hour and ready to get started. You are at the Noble Network Virtual College Fair powered by StriveScan. My name is Sibel Rasim, and I will be your facilitator for today's session. I am super excited to have you all here, and we are ready to go. But before we get ready to go, I just have a few housekeeping items to share with you all. First and foremost, welcome and thank you for joining. This is just an appetizer. So obviously, you're not going to learn every little thing about each institution. You're going to have questions. We absolutely encourage questions, and those questions will be typed in the Q&A button. So if you look at your Zoom toolbar, use that Q&A button to type your questions to the presenters at any time. I stress at any time, do not wait until the last minute, as we only have 45 minutes, and I do not want your questions to get cut off. So feel free to ask them at any point in time. You don't have to wait until that institution is up to present. Also, if you could please do us a favor, put the institution or the school's name within the question so we all know who the question goes to. That would be super helpful. Also, the panelists cannot see or hear you. Your video is turned off and you're muted. So therefore, asking those questions in that Q&A, again, are super important. Now, fun fact, although your chat is disabled on your end as an attendee, you absolutely can check the chat out. And if you do see notification, I do recommend click on the chat, because our panelists and presenters will be putting some awesome information like their contact info or links that they want you to check out. So really awesome thing to do is to check out that chat. Also, sign up for more sessions. This is one out of many college presentations that are offered. So go ahead and sign up for next sessions that are in the next time slots. And last but not least, if you'd like to relive the fun, or maybe somebody missed out on today's session, that's totally okay. You can actually check out the recording and relive the fun with us in the next few business days, because all sessions are being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/noble. Started with our panelists and presenters, I do have a video to show from Noble. So I'll go ahead and show that. And if one of my panelists can just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you hear the audio.
Welcome, Noble Juniors, to our first ever virtual college fair. My name is Dr. Aide Acosta, and I have the honor of serving as Chief College Officer of Noble. And I am thrilled to welcome you to this incredible event. We have over 3,000 juniors from our 17 schools across the city attending the fair today. Although we usually have this college fair in person, we have pivoted to ensure we can provide a safe and exciting virtual fair for all of our students and the more than 150 colleges in attendance. We have with us representatives from some great colleges and universities. I'll give you a few. My alma mater, the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Gettysburg College, UIC, Dickinson College, the College of Wooster, the University of Michigan, and a number of HBCUs, including Tennessee State University, Wiley College, and Harris-Stowe State University. At Noble, our vision is to ensure that all students have equitable and positive school experiences that equip them to succeed on the path of their choice, leading to 75% of alumni completing college. Today is another step on your path to success. This is a unique opportunity to hear directly from college reps and learn why they might be a good fit for you. Ask questions, be engaged, have fun, have a great day, enjoy your sessions, and be noble.
Hi, Noble Juniors. My name is Miss Metz, and I am the head of schools. When I was a principal, one of my favorite events in any school year was the Network College Fair. My wish for you is that when you're meeting with reps, that you ask curious questions and you remember mentally that you are not the only one interviewing in that conversation. Certainly they are getting to understand you a little bit, but you are also interviewing them. You want to make sure that you make a decision about your life after Noble that feels good to you. So be yourself, listen, be proud of your story, be proud of your family, be proud of your community, be proud that you live in Chicago, and just be yourself. And I hope that you enjoy it and that you take full advantage of this incredible opportunity that Noble is providing you. Have fun.
Hey, Noble Juniors. I am so excited to see you. I am Miss Jennifer Reed Davis, also known as Miss Reed, and I get the pleasure to serve as Noble's Chief Equity Officer. I am so excited for today, for Noble to host our very first virtual college fair for our most special group of students, our juniors. I love you all. I'm so excited for you all today. I know that this day seemed like it never would get here, right? The idea of engaging and talking to our college admissions officers from all across the country because they want you, Noble students, to be in their campuses. That's a big deal. I remember being a junior in high school, which was not that long ago because I am still very young. And I can recall just the anxiety and the nervousness, the energy, all that surrounded this idea of applying to college and figuring out where I should be. And yet, I just want you to know that you should trust the process, trust your college team, your college advisors, your school, your principal, trust your parents, your family, the people that love you, and know that if you listen and lean in on your support system, it's all gonna work out. All of the hard work that you have done so far, it's gonna pay off. I believe that college really and truly is an option for each and every one of you. Your dreams are not too big. As a matter of fact, they're not big enough. So just know that we are cheering you on, we're rooting you on, we love you. Go get them. Bye, juniors.
All right. I'm glad that everyone could hear that video. That was an absolutely awesome video. And I think we're ready to get started. So our first institution up for today's virtual college fair is Oberlin College.
Hi folks, my name is Brittany Sherrod, and I am excited to tell you a little bit about Oberlin today. Hopefully you all can see my screen okay. I am one of the Senior Assistant Directors of Admissions, as well as the Coordinator for Multicultural Recruitment here at Oberlin. And most importantly, I am your admissions counselor. So I read all applications coming from Illinois. I am very familiar with the Noble schools, and I'm proud to say that I am a graduate of Oberlin as a first generation, low income, and a student of color. Oberlin was an amazing fit school for me for a few reasons. First, the location and the community size. Second, the academics, their liberal arts and the way that they engage with the curriculum. And third, its historic and current dedication to access for all of its students. We're gonna go through each of these. First, Oberlin's location. We are in a town also called Oberlin, in a city that's just about 45 minutes away from Cleveland. Both the college and town were founded at the exact same time, which may not sound like an important detail, but it really changes the way they engage and interact with one another. So if you're visiting campus and you're walking around, you're not going to see banners flying on our campus. There's not a big rock that just says Oberlin College on it. It really is one larger community of town and college, which means you see students riding their bicycles in town. You see little kids learning to ride their bike next to dorms. You will find people from the town attending our sporting events. We have a lot of collaborative projects between environmental, a parade that typically happens in May just because we want to celebrate with each other, to cultural festivals that are really combined. So the town and the city of Oberlin really do a lot of things together. The city of Cleveland is a space that we always make sure is available to our students, whether that's buying block tickets for sporting events, making sure students are aware of the community service opportunities, and also completing internships within the city. There's lots of ways to exchange, and if you just miss tall buildings, to be around those tall buildings instead of just in a more rural located campus. The other thing that's unique about our location is that we have a College of Arts and Science, as well as a Conservatory of Music. So if you are interested in studying anything from organ and music theory to neuroscience and English, Oberlin is the place for you. Just to give you a sense of our numbers, we have just around 2,400 students on our campus, the majority of which are studying within the College of Arts and Science. What's really important to know is that about 6% of our students are from Ohio. I'll say that again, 6% of our students are from Ohio, which means no one's really lived in Ohio before. That completely changes the way students interact with each other. No one is at home. Everyone has to work to make it feel like a community. You want people to celebrate your birthday, you have to celebrate other people's birthday. When you want support or people to show up for your events, you're showing up for other people's events. Knowing that the top 4 areas of where students are coming from include Chicago, New York, Northern and Southern California, it creates this space with students that have very different experiences that are coming to Oberlin for the first time to truly form a cohort and community together. My best friend at Oberlin ended up being from Little Rock, Arkansas, and it was really interesting just to engage with someone that had a completely different background from me. In addition to having a really great diverse campus, because we are smaller, you're going to have a high level of interaction with your faculty, whether that's in the college or the conservatory. Professors are excited to work with you. They see you not just as students in their classroom that they have to engage with, but instead they view you as scholars, future colleagues, and they're willing not just to hear from you, but take the things you share from them. You are going to be adding to their research. You're going to be sharing feedback that may change the way they teach classes. Just because you're in Bio 101 now doesn't mean it's going to be taught the exact same way later, because there's new technology, there's different ways that faculty incorporate what they learn from students, and they're always looking to make sure that what they're teaching and how they're teaching is best for the students that are in their classroom. I'm going to focus in on the academics that we offer at the college. We have what's called an engaged liberal arts program. What that means is that we want to make sure students are learning a well-balanced type of curriculum. So we have over 50 areas of study on our campus. However, you may not know what it is you want to study, and that's okay. So if you are concerned about whether or not you should be pre-med or if English is the best fit for you at a liberal arts college, you do not need to know that right away. Our most popular majors for students as they enter is undecided. And by the time students graduate, 60% of them are double majors, which means they have 2 areas that they declare to study in. We have academic advisors, peer advisor leaders, all set up to help you find and declare at the end of your sophomore year the major and areas of study that are best for you. What's not even listed here on this slide are our concentrations and interdisciplinary programs. So if you are interested in how music impacts the brain, cognitive sciences, or if you would like to go into pop music and recording or composition, there are options for that for students that are in the college, and students that are interested primarily in the conservatory can also take classes that are listed in any of these departments here. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to learn the things that you're most excited about, but also follow the interest that you develop here. So in a typical year, we have in January something called winter term. During that isolated month, you have 4 weeks to complete any project you'd like. So if that is learning Spanish by reading the Harry Potter series in Spanish, or if that is instead studying abroad, you'll have opportunities to engage in all of those activities. The last thing I want to share with you, thanks for popping up, Sibel, to give me my little warning there, is that our community is very dynamic. We have 2/3 of our students engaging in research. We have over 500 musical concerts in a year, and all of it is accessible to students. Oberlin wants to make sure that you can afford to be here, so we meet 100% of demonstrated need, and that applying is easy. So we're test optional for the next 2 years. There's no application fee, and we do not have an essay. We are partners with Posse in Chicago. We accept QuestBridge applications, and that's because we are committed to making sure that you will find your fit here academically and socially. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for Oberlin College, please go ahead and put it in the Q&A. And next up, we have Denison University.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Jessie Yeager. I'm here with Denison. Hopefully, here we are. All right, so Denison University is a liberal arts college located in Granville, Ohio. This is the big overview about Denison. We are a 4-year residential liberal arts college. And those 3 words, no matter what your class year or your major, are gonna impact your experience. 4-year, everyone is on the 4-year plan, 8 semesters until graduation. Everyone lives on campus all 4 years. I'll show you more about that, but one of my favorite parts about Denison is the residential requirement. And then we're a liberal arts college. Like y'all know, liberal arts schools usually include exploration and usually have small courses. At Denison, you have until the end of your sophomore year before you have to decide what it is you'd like to study. And the courses are small, about 16 students on average in class. I'm a Denison grad from class of 2010. I've been working at the college for the last 10 years, and I work with students who live in Chicago, downtown, so all the Noble students. So anyway, we'll be seeing more of each other for sure. We're located in Granville. Granville is a small, quaint New England style town about a half hour outside of Columbus. I like to say that it is the opposite of Chicago in many ways. They're both wonderful places, but really different. Granville, like I said, is a village. We're actually on a huge hill at Denison. You can go down the hill, you get into the village here. If we have more time, I would go into more of the facets of living in Granville, but I want you to know that we're next to Columbus. So Columbus is, of course, the capital here in Ohio. It's the 14th largest city in the country, and it's about a half hour from our campus. So 80% of our students are not from Ohio. Over half of those students are from outside the Midwest. So coming from Chicago, you may fly to Columbus. You may take 6 or 7 hours and drive from Columbus to Columbus from Chicago. Our students are getting off campus when it's not a COVID year to explore the arts and culture scenes here in the capital. We have free transportation to and from Columbus, as well as zip cars. You can have a car on campus all 4 years. You do not need one, but if you'd like to bring a vehicle, if you have a license, you're welcome to bring it with you to Granville, or use a Denison vehicle to get out to Columbus. Relationships are a huge part of Denison. We are really intentionally a residential school, and we want you here to live and learn inside and outside the classroom, because we know relationships get built in class, but really beyond that, in the residence halls and the dining halls, on the practice field. So Denison is a predominantly white institution. We do have a good sense of students who are different from one another as well. So I mentioned we're 2,300 students. Of those students, about 40% are students from underrepresented backgrounds. About 1 in 3 of our students are the first in their family to go to college. And about 1 in 4 of our students are receiving the Pell Grant, which is pretty much full financial aid to be able to make Denison possible. For a lot of students, I think Denison is the first time you're able to connect across difference in a living and learning environment, and that is a really foundational tenet of being here. Everyone should feel safe and secure and welcomed in their home. Campus is home to all of our students, and so those themes really pervade the student experience here at Denison. Academics, like Brittany shared about Oberlin, we're a liberal arts college, and that exploration is important. So you have until the end of your sophomore year before you have to solidify what it is you like to study. About 80% of our students will change their program before that period, which is completely doable. Our largest programs are economics, communication, and biology. Some of our newer programs include data analytics, global health, global commerce, financial economics, and narrative journalism. It's very common to have a major and 2 minors at Denison. People are pretty multidimensional here. They have a lot of interest, and so it's quite common to make combinations across disciplines. One of my best friends is a biology and studio art double major. She does prosthetics now, right? So you can make cool combinations. You don't have to sacrifice one part of your interest just to graduate in 4 years or to have a degree. Classes are small, 16 kids on average, a 9-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So if you like in your classes in your Noble school, knowing your teacher, having that sense of community, being accountable for your work, that is what you'll find at Denison. A few opportunities to highlight for you. We have a lot. I'm going to, quickly, the Mitchell Athletic Center is one. Denison is Division III. We are part of the North Coast Athletic Conference. Many of our teams are ranked nationally in the top 25 for athletics. We have fine arts opportunities as well. Denison does not have a conservatory. We do have really wonderful facilities and opportunities for students. You don't have to be a major or a minor to be involved in the performing arts. And then opportunities post-Denison. So the Knowlton Center coordinates our career support for students. We give you 9 years of professional career mentorship, 5 years after you graduate. And our students can do paid research over the summer. We also will pay you if you're doing an unpaid or an underpaid internship. We're moving to a new city for the summer and it's unpaid. We can give you housing stipend and a funding stipend. So we will take away the barriers that keep students from doing internships by funding them when we can. Finally, about admission, Denison takes a common application. It's free to apply. We've been test optional for the last 15 years, and we're going to continue to be test optional in the years to come. We do offer optional interviews if you're interested in interviewing as a senior. I would wait until senior year. And we do meet 100% of demonstrated financial need. So we offer both merit aid and need-based aid. I'll put my info in the chat. Like I said, I work with all the Noble students, so I'd be glad to get to know you. Thanks for your time.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for Denison University, go ahead and please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Lake Forest College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karina Henderson, and I'm an admissions counselor at Lake Forest. And I'm also here with my coworker, Melanie Sandoval, and we both work with students from the Noble School, so we're excited to talk to you all today. So Lake Forest is also a liberal arts college. We're a private college 30 miles north of Chicago. So some of the stuff that you've already heard today, you'll hear some more with me. We have 1,585 students from 43 states and 96 countries on our campus. And a little bit less than half of our students are coming from out of state. Within Illinois, obviously a lot of students from the Chicagoland area and like Northern Illinois. So we really are a global campus. So if that's something that is interesting to you, then definitely take a look at Lake Forest because it's a global campus close by. So there are a lot of different aspects of the Lake Forest experience that really make us unique. Obviously, as you heard with the liberal arts, it really is an opportunity to explore all of your different passions. You really don't have to make a compromise. There are opportunities for students to really dive into the STEM majors and the arts and the humanities and really figure out what it is that they want. And they have until the end of sophomore year to decide that. But we also ensure that students have adequate career preparation for life after college. So whenever you go to Lake Forest, you actually have 3 different opportunities to complete internships that count as credit that you need in order to graduate. You also have opportunities to do that experiential learning through our over 200 study abroad programs that we have. And then you can have academic research opportunities on campus with a professor or off campus and outside of the Lake Forest community. And so that career preparation really translates through your entire life. You can get connected with that individual career preparation while you're at your 4 years at Lake Forest, but then you can utilize our Career Advancement Center for the rest of your life after that. 98% of our students within 6 months of graduation are in their intended career field or are getting another degree, maybe like going to law school, for example. So that support continues and you have confidence in knowing that you know what you're going to do whenever you graduate. Not a lot of liberal arts colleges are near large cities, so it certainly is a plus when you go to one that is. We're able to take advantage of Chicago in a lot of different ways. I don't have to tell y'all how exciting Chicago is to live in, but our students are able to have internships in Chicago. We have a program, an off-campus program in the South Loop. If you ever want to live in the South Loop in these really beautiful flats and take classes downtown, have an internship downtown. So there are a lot of ways to get engaged with the city. And then diversity, equity, inclusion is another huge part of the Lake Forest experience. Like I said, we're a global community. So we support students in their social and cultural experience through the Office of Intercultural Relations. We have the Health and Wellness Center on campus for students to really focus in on their support of their mental and physical health, as well as getting academic support through the Center of Academic Success if you have learning accommodations or need that extra support with professors who are always accessible. Scholarships and financial aid is another way we support our students. Over 90% of our students receive some kind of financial assistance at Lake Forest, but one really significant scholarship that I want to highlight is our merit scholarship. So students can receive up to up to $30,000 as part of their percentage of financial aid that they get at Lake Forest based on your GPA or your test score. And you can find this chart on our website if you want to look at it more. But it's based on your test score, but you don't have to submit a test score if you don't want to. So we can base it just off your GPA. We've been test optional for a couple of years and we'll continue to be so. All right, and then I'll take it to give away to Melanie to talk a little bit more.
Thank you, Karina. Hi, everyone. Like Karina was saying, my name is Melanie Sandoval. So I'm actually the other counselor. We have 2 counselors that work with the Noble Network. So if you're not working with me, you're going to be working with Karina. So we're super happy to see you all here today. When we talk about Chicago and staying close but going far, I think one of the main things that we want to highlight is the importance of proximity that you'll have to your home. believe it or not, you are going to miss home and you are going to want to come and visit. And for you specifically, we are about 45 minutes north of downtown Chicago. We are a metro right away. If you want to drive, depending on where you're coming from and the day and the time and traffic, you're looking about a little bit over an hour drive. This is super important for you because if you need to continue to go see your dentist and your doctor and continue to have those appointments, you have that direct access to being able to go back to your family doctor, your family practitioners, because we are relatively close. You are familiar with Chicago transportation. So I think that that'll continue to play into an advantage for you because, again, like I mentioned, we are only a metro right away. So it's about a 45-minute metro north from downtown Chicago. And then I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the next slide, Karina. And we also want to highlight some of the new renovations that we have going on campus. We took advantage of last year, our campus being empty for obvious world pandemic reasons, and we continue to renovate our institution. We're currently working on renovating our latest hall, which is our Brown Hall, which is going to be our largest academic building, and everything inside and outside of that building is going to be brand new. We're finishing it up this semester, and hopefully by the summer, it's completely done and come in the fall of 2021 where our students are ready to use the space. It's going to house a lot of our business programs. So you're thinking about like the marketing, the communications, that area, you're going to be welcomed with a brand new building. We also started in the fall of 2021, 2 new teams, our varsity lacrosse teams. We're super excited because our fall of 2021 is going to be our first cohort, or I guess our first team, you can kind of call it or label it, of students are going to be able to participate and be in our program. We also have a health professions program, which if you are interested in anything within the health field, nursing, pre-med, psychology, any of those areas, we have a close partnership with Rosalind Franklin, which is a med school that's about a 15-minute drive from our institution. Data science is a new major that was also introduced in the fall of 2019 and super popular for students that are either thinking, again, data science, engineering, or within that area. If you want to learn more, we are open for in-person visits. We've actually been open for in-person visits. And like I mentioned, we're not too far. So if you want to get a group of friends and come and check us out, or you want to come with your family and take a tour, you can. You can just go on our website and schedule an in-person visit. We are also offering virtual tours. So if you're not comfortable coming, or if you can't come and check us out, you can schedule a tour online and go through it that way. I do want to mention that every single student that takes advantage of visiting us either virtually or in person, you are eligible for a $2,000 visit grant, and it is annual scholarship and it is a renewable scholarship. So by the time that you graduate, you're looking at around $8 grand from us just for visiting us during your application process. So definitely, if you're considering us, check us out and take advantage of that visit grant.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Melanie, for finishing up. And I'll go ahead and put our info in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Lake Forest College, go ahead and please put it in the Q&A. And just a reminder, put the institution's name within the question so we all know who it goes to. Next up, we have Lycoming College.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Emma Kabinski. I'm one of the admissions counselors at Lycoming College. I do work with all of the students coming from Illinois, so I will be your admissions counselor. So just to go into a background about Lycoming, we are a small liberal arts school located in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We were founded in 1812, which makes us one of the 50 oldest colleges in the country. So we are strong in our traditions, but we are also committed to constantly innovating and keeping up to date with curriculum and making sure students are getting a 21st century education. We have about 1,200 students in total, all undergraduate students. We have a close to 50-50 male to female ratio, and we do have students coming from all over the country and all over the world. About 50% of our students are from Pennsylvania, but beyond that, we do have students coming from Illinois, Texas, California. So we do have a nice little melting pot in central Pennsylvania. We have about 90 full-time faculty with a 12-to-1 student-faculty ratio, which allows professors to really become mentors to students and really more like collaborators. And with that, only undergraduate students on campus, you won't have any graduate students as your instructors. And then at the bottom there, we just have a couple rankings. To go into our academics, we do have 43 majors and 66 minors. Some programs listed there are some of our newer, more niche majors, so astrophysics, neuroscience, entrepreneurship is a new minor we have added, but we're also excited to be introducing 2 new majors starting this fall, which is 3D animation and gender, sexuality, and women's studies, which was originally a minor for the last few years, but we're introducing as a major this coming fall. So we're excited about that. And we really encourage students to cross disciplines, double major, major in one thing, minor in another. We really want students to pursue all of their interests, and that's really able to be done in this liberal arts institution. And 100% of our students do complete what we call enhanced academic experiences. So we have our career services office, which is called the Center for Enhanced Academic Experiences. And through that office, you'll have a career advisor that helps work with you to find internships, field work opportunities, research, study abroad programs. And these advisors are specific to your area of study. So if you're going into psychology, you'll have an advisor that's worked with all of our past psychology students. They know where they interned, what research they did, and kind of help connect you that way. They also do general career services work, so resume building skills, mock interviews, things like that. So it's a great resource on campus to take advantage of as early as your freshman year. To go into student life, we do have 80+ clubs and organizations to join. We have academic-based clubs, general interest clubs, Greek life. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. Each year, the first weekend, there's a clubs and organizations fair out on our quads. You're able to walk around, see what options there are, and sign up for what you're interested in. One of our newer programs on campus in the last few years is our outdoor leadership and education program. And this is a program that really takes advantage of our location. So Williamsport is a city, so the downtown area is really nice and walkable from campus. We were also surrounded by mountains. So the outdoor, or OLE, takes advantage of that surrounding area. So they go on hiking trips, kayaking trips, camping, rock climbing trips. They can be a day trip, overnight, or even week-long trips. So if that's something you're interested in, it's something that you could be a part of, and even a employment opportunity for students as well. We have our civic engagement and personal development office. So that's really getting involved in the community and doing some service work. And then we also do have 17 NCAA Division III athletics teams. And we're, again, introducing some new teams over the next few years. So we're starting a baseball team as well as a field hockey team. And then beyond those things I've already listed, we do have college-wide events going on during a regular year. So a concert, campus carnival. We are not too far from some major cities, so a 3 to 4 hour drive to Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Washington, DC, New York City. So weekend bus trips are definitely hopefully going to be reintroduced back into our student life soon. So to go into the application, so Lycoming does have a partnership with Noble Schools. So that means that we do meet the full need to cost for any students coming from a Noble school, but students do have a specific deadline. So December 1st is the partnership deadline, and that will give us time for our committee to review applications in early January, and you would get your decision by mid to late January. Listed there is what we require for the application. We are on the Common App and Coalition app. We require the essay, your high school transcript, SAT or ACT scores. We are test optional if you're in the top 50% of your graduating class. And then we just need one letter of recommendation, but we do accept additional ones beyond that, at least one being academic based. But if you have an advisor or a coach that wants to send additional ones, we take that into consideration. And with that full need to cost again, so after you fill out your FAFSA, what is determined your EFC, we're able to meet that fully. So that's through our merit-based scholarships, but also additional need-based loans, scholarships, grants, anything like that. We are open for in-person and virtual visits, so I recommend checking out our website for those options, and I will add my contact information in the chat for you.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for Lycoming College, go ahead and put it in the Q&A. And next up, we have St. Olaf College.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to share my screen quick. All right, so like I said, my name is Shannon Crone, and I am one of the Assistant Deans of Admissions at St. Olaf College. We are a private liberal arts college located in Northfield, Minnesota. So like a lot of the colleges you've heard today, we have kind of a nice in-between location where we're located 45 minutes from Minneapolis and St. Paul, which are larger cities, but the town of Northfield is a little bit smaller and definitely a tight-knit community. We share the town with Carleton College, which is another small liberal arts college, so that adds a fun element as well. Definitely a little bit of a sports rivalry, which is fun. But just in general, a lot going on for students in the town while still being able to pretty easily access Minneapolis, about 45 minutes away. But I would say the community on campus itself is probably the most prevalent part of the student experience. There's a lot going on with student events, student clubs, and many students live there all 4 years. So with that, community is really, I think, such a central part of the St. Olaf experience. We have 3,000 students on our campus, and this is a little bit more information about who makes up that community right now. And these numbers and measures that you see have changed a lot over the last few years. We definitely want all of these areas to keep growing, but I would say a big conversation on campus right now, and definitely what we're focusing on, is inclusion. So I think students really care about this, are striving to be more inclusive, and we're really interested in students who want to be an active part of that, coming from all backgrounds. So academically, like you've heard from many of the other colleges, we are a liberal arts college. And I think such an exciting part of that is the ability to engage in a lot of different things while you're a student. So what you see up here is some of the main highlights, but this is definitely not an exhaustive list. Some of the really popular things at St. Olaf are STEM fields. We have about 40% of our students majoring in math or science, with, I would say, a kind of particular emphasis or a particular popularity in the health sciences. So a lot of students going pre-med. We have a nursing program, pre-dentistry, things like that. A lot of research opportunities there, as well as partnerships with the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. Study abroad is also super popular. We send abroad the most students out of any liberal arts college in the country relative to our population. And I think a big part of why this is so popular is you can go abroad for a semester, but we also have a J term over January, where a lot of students will choose to go abroad for just that month. You can study abroad in something related to your major, but you can also study abroad in something unrelated to your major. So again, that's the great thing about liberal arts. You can fit a lot of things in and keep a lot of your interests an active part of your experience. Music, and I would say the arts in general, is also a really big part of St. Olaf College. So about a third of students are participating in music, majors and non-majors. For example, if you're looking at the St. Olaf Choir, which is our flagship choir, tours nationally every year, internationally every 4 years. It's about a third music majors, 2/3 non-majors. So if you're looking for an experience as a non-major that's still going to be rigorous and meaningful, I think St. Olaf can be a really good fit. Like I said before, community is a really big part of the experience. Students, I think, come to St. Olaf not only to be really active in academics and obviously want that to be a really big part of their experience, but I think they're looking for kind of equal energy and dedication in things like their extracurricular activities, as well as with their social lives. And being in a heavily residential campus, I think that makes that just that much more possible, because there's such an ease with living right there, being a 10-minute walk from kind of all of the things that you want to take advantage of while you're in college. So one way that I think socially that remains a big part of the experience is through our dining hall. So we just have one, and because students are living on campus all 4 years, this becomes a really sort of frequent way to keep connecting with lots of different students at St. Olaf. So sharing meals together is a really fun thing to do. Extracurricularly, students are involved in so many different things. I mentioned music and the arts, but athletics are also popular, both varsity and intramural sports. And then there are also plenty of clubs that span a whole variety of interests. So in general, I would say a really active, engaged community and full of students who are ready to embrace all of those different parts of college. So to end, just a little bit about admissions and financial aid. We have virtual information sessions where we can go way more in depth into these areas, but just some of the highlights are we are an institution that meets 100% of demonstrated need. And then on top of that, we also offer merit scholarships. We were test optional this year, and that was a permanent decision. So we will be doing that going forward. We are not open for in-person visits right now, but we are thinking that this summer there'll probably be some opportunities in that regard. So again, my name is Shannon. I'm covering for my colleague, Dr. Reginald Miles today, who works with students from Illinois. So I'll put my contact information in, but I can certainly connect you with him as well. Thank you all so much.
Awesome. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A at this point. College of Wooster, you are last but certainly not least.
All right, let me get rolling here. So that should be my screen share. So first of all, welcome. My name is David Newberry Yoakley, and I am representing the College of Wooster. And I think Sybil took my line that we're definitely last, but certainly not least. Quickly, 3 things I want to kind of cover in our conversation today. Move some things around here. In our conversation today, and that's a little about location of the College of Wooster. I'm going to talk about our global community with you all really quickly. And the final thing I'm going to talk about is a mentor in undergraduate research at the College of Wooster. So we're going to jump right in, start with location. So again, the College of Wooster, we're located actually about an hour south of downtown Cleveland, really about 45 minutes from the Cleveland airport. And so our students definitely have easy access there. From a location perspective, I always like to say that we're not too big and not too small. The city is not so big that it's a distraction. Our students are really focused on their relationships with each other. They're focused on the campus community and their academics. And so the city of Worcester really does not distract from that. But what's also nice is that our students can still get off campus if they want to and do different activities. So this is a shot of downtown Worcester, right? So students can walk down in about 10 to 15 minutes. There are coffee shops in downtown Worcester. There are different restaurants in downtown Worcester, but also one of our students' favorite things is there's different thrift stores in downtown Worcester that they can hit up as well too, right? We also have a north end of town, which students can take a free shuttle to. And for that, I always refer to it as a strip mall area because we all know what that means. Big box stores, right? So those sometimes are important, but also Starbucks, Chipotle, Five Guys, all the really, really essential things in life students can hit on our north end of town as well too. To kind of focus in a bit more on actual, here we go. Oop. Well, the actual campus life or the actual campus, we have about 240 acres, and this is what campus actually looks like. It's the best picture of campus I can find. Lots of green space. We've got a great grounds crew that does a great job of taking care of campus. Our campus is a residential campus. So the majority of our students, 99% of our students live on campus for all 4 years. And then also, if you were outside today, you'd see like, this is what it basically looks like outside right now. You see lots of students traditionally hanging out in these green spaces across campus. One of the places on campus is called the Oak Grove. You see a lot of hammocks set up and students just kind of chilling outside on a sunny day. In addition to that, our campus community, so we have about 2,000 students that actually attend the College of Wooster, with only 31% of those students coming from the state of Ohio. So the people that you're interacting with in the classroom, the perspectives they bring to the classroom, the people you're playing with and outside of the classroom, those students are coming from around the country and around the world, with 46 states represented on campus and also 65 different countries represented on campus as well too. Worcester has about 24% of our students are domestic students of color. Diversity is something that we really like to celebrate at the College of Wooster. And you can see that even as you just walk around campus, when students visit, oftentimes they'll say, tell me more about diversity. And I can definitely spit out stats, but as you walk around campus, the diversity is something that you'll see for yourself. I don't have to make sure you get introduced to the right people. That's something you're going to see within our student body. 17% of our students are international students, which is one of the highest percentages in the state of Ohio. So something we're definitely proud of. From a student life perspective, lots to do. We talked about, again, the focus of our students' experience being on campus, and there are about 130 different student organizations you can do. A third of our students are involved in music ensembles on campus. Students can actually receive music scholarships at the College of Wooster, even if they're not music majors. So those are great opportunities there. A third of our students play a varsity sport on campus. There are 13 different varsity sports, actually more than that, 26 different varsity sports that students can do on campus, but also intramural sports, ultimate frisbee. I know with the Noble Network, rugby is a big deal. We have a rugby team that was actually started by Noble graduates. So varsity sports are a possibility, but also music, theater, and dance, with about a fourth of our students involved in theater or dance on campus. And again, if you're involved in dance or you're involved in theater, there's also some great scholarship opportunities there as well. The last kind of talking point I want to hit on is that mentor and undergraduate research piece. Before I get there, I just want to point out a little bit about our class size and our student teacher ratio. And you can see those numbers on the screen. But the most important thing is that our students, or I guess our faculty, are focused on creating relationships with our students in that first year. Our students all are required to take a first year seminar class, which students meet twice a week with their academic advisor. So those relationships are ultimately important and become even more important as you start your undergraduate research experience. Every single Wooster student will work one-on-one, just like this picture here, will work one-on-one with a faculty member to develop an undergraduate research experience. And that can be an experimental project, right? Working in a lab with a faculty member. It can definitely be something that's more creative. You can see this is in the music department, but in the theater department, also a film studies program on campus. Students can be very creative in their undergraduate research experience, or it can be more analytical. And this is probably what it mostly looks like across campus. Running out of time here. This is a great slide here, just to kind of highlight some of the different possibilities and research projects that students have done in the past. But essentially every single student just to express, say, hey, within my department, this is something I want to learn more about. And we hook those students up with a faculty member and they work one-on-one on that experience as well too. I run out of time, but I do want to point out this one here, virtually visiting campus if you can. That's the kind of the next step I would say is kind of get on campus for a virtual visit, but also coming on campus for a real visit in the fall. We always have sponsored a Noble bus trip where we bring Noble students in the fall to campus, and we're hoping to get back to that in the fall. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'll share my contact information in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David. Really appreciate it. All right, everybody, we are at the end of the session. We're actually a few minutes over, so I'm going to make this pretty quick here. Please make sure to get the contact information from our representatives in the chat, because we do not have any more time for questions. Thank you for joining us, presenters, panelists. Feel free to jump on back video if you'd like to say, just goodbye with me. That would be awesome. Thank you, attendees, for being here. After you close out this window, a 4-question survey will appear. Everybody, just please give us some feedback. We appreciate it. Also, we have more sessions happening in the next few time slots, so go ahead and check those out. And last but not least, if you'd like to relive the fun with us, check out the recording at strivescan.com/Noble. With that said, you all, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Bye, everybody.